Hey everyone, this is Danielle from Great Lakes Aquarium, and today you can see I'm not at the aquarium, but instead I am out here at a wetland. So today I decided to come on out here and show you different ways that you can explore some of your local habitats, whether that's a pond or a fen, maybe even an ocean or a lake, wherever it might be. Being joined by some dogs here, which is pretty exciting. Hi, buddy. So I'm out here at my friend's pond, and I brought some really neat tools that are gonna help me explore this area. The first and most important part about exploring some of these wild areas is just to have fun. Let your curiosity guide you and try to figure out what you're interested in. Some people really like water chemistry, some people really like plants, some people just like animals, and some people just like playing in the mud. All of that is awesome. So whether you're out here to play in mud or to look for birds, that's a great thing to do. Get on outside, and especially when we can't be at the aquarium learning about these animals, what better way than going outside to their natural habitats? So while I'm out here, you can see there's a lot of area here, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm staying in a spot that isn't going to destroy this area as well. So I am a guest in these animals' homes. So while I'm walking around, I'm making sure that I'm walking on some place that is well traveled, like a trail or a boardwalk, or even looking around, making sure there's no vegetation underneath my feet. So as I explore, I'm making sure I'm finding a nice, safe spot to be. I'm not getting too close to some muck or mud or anything like that, because sometimes that stuff can really suck on your boots, and then you lose your boot, which is never fun in a bog. Well, sometimes it can be fun, I guess, as long as you get it back. But other things to remember when you're out playing in these wild areas is that you should always be protecting yourself from the elements. So today in Duluth, we have a nice, sunny, blue sky day. It's like 55 degrees, perfect day to be outside. But I am making sure that I'm protecting myself from the sun. I have a wide-brimmed hat, I have sunscreen on, and I'm even wearing clothes that are gonna protect me in the water. So I have my boots, can you see them? Some long pants to protect from ticks, and that way I don't have to feel worried going into these areas. So if you're going outside, make sure you're prepared. Make sure you have proper clothing, proper footwear, putting on sunscreen. But the great thing about the outdoors is you can go outside no matter the weather. So if you're coming to these areas, if it's cold or rainy or snowy, that's okay too. You can still get outside, just make sure you're dressed for the weather. That's always the best way. There's the old saying that says, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. So always make sure that you're prepared to be outside. Another thing that I have here is some water bottles. I have a snack. I have my backpack. I can go ahead and show you all of that stuff. So here's all my stuff. Like I said, my water bottle, my backpack. I have a little bit of trail mix in case I get hungry. So those are some good things to have as well, to make sure that you're staying comfortable while you're out here. I plan to be here. Oh, that's Nellie and Growly Bear, my two adventure buddies today. There we go. And so we're exploring around. I also brought some other things that aren't exactly required to explore the outdoors. I have some field guides, so if I want to look up what some of the wildflowers are around here, some lichens, birds, because there's always some really great things to find, and it's always really fun to know what you're looking at. I also brought a set of binoculars. Now, I know not everyone has binoculars. I don't even own my own binoculars, so I asked my friend if I could borrow theirs so that way I could come out here and see what's happening. This is a wetland that I've been to before, and I know I've seen some mallards here, so I figured I'd bring some binoculars to see where they might be. They're here a lot, so I wonder if their nest is here. And then another thing I brought is my notebook, which is right over there. It's cool to explore around and write down observations you found, such as knowing that there are some ducks that live around here, or maybe when the trees are starting to bud. Those are all great observations to record and maybe share with others, or even look back to in a year or so. A good way of using these notes is also to track phenology. So while we're out in these natural areas, We can come here and see the buds on some of these trees. We can come multiple days and record when the buds are coming out. As they begin to come out, or as leaves start to show, we can make those notes, and then a following year we can come back to those notes and see if these buds are coming out at the same time each year, or if they're coming out at different times of the year, and kind of just a fun little experiment you can do right on your own. Look at the pond. Now, when you're out here, there's also other ways that you can interact with the water here. I'm going to turn you around here again. I brought a pan. So it's just a clear pan, and I'm going to use this to look for some macroinvertebrates. Now, macro means you can see it. It's bigger. And a macroinvertebrate is an invertebrate, so something that doesn't have a backbone, and it is big enough you can see with your own eyes. So I'm not going to need a microscope or anything like that. You can use a bowl, a bucket, a cup, all sorts of things to do it. Now, as I go on down to the water, like I said, I want to be safe. I want to make sure that I'm being respectful of this area and I'm not tromping on plants. So I'm going to watch where I'm going, and then as I get close to the water, I'm going to make sure that I don't stir up all too much stuff or just stomp around too much. So I'm going to walk on over. As I come to the water, turn you around again, maybe if my phone works. I'm watching where I'm stepping. I'm going to come on down to the water, and I'm going to watch really carefully. Even just sitting at the water's edge, if you don't have a bucket or anything like that, you can still look to see if there's anything swimming around. Ponds and lakes and oceans and all of that stuff are full of life, especially on their shorelines. So as I'm looking around, I'm trying to see if there's anything swimming. Even if I don't see anything, what I can do is gently take my container, move it around a little bit in the water, see what's here, and bring it on up. Now, as I look in here, I'm just going to look and see if there's anything moving around. Remember, macroinvertebrate is an invertebrate we can see with our eyes. Let's see here. I'm going to look really closely. I know it's a little difficult to see with the camera, so you should definitely try to do it on your own. And I don't think I found anything in this scoop, and that's okay. We're not going to find something every single time. Now, another big part of this is making sure that I put back the water. I'm going to do it really gently as to not disturb too much. And maybe I'll try on a different spot. Let's go over here. Kind of move it around. Bring it on up. And then I'm going to look in here again. Cool. Oh, I think I see something swimming around. It's kind of moving around. Yep, it's not a seed. Very cool. Now the next part of this, I don't know what it is just by looking at it. Maybe I'd have to draw it in my notebook, or maybe if I had the right field guide, I could go look for it and try to identify what I see. I don't know. Nellie, do you know what this is? Oh, you just want to drink the water. So that's something that I would, like I said, write down, draw, or look up in a book. I'm also going to make sure that I have enough water in my container, because these are aquatic animals. I don't want to take them out of the water. It's the same as I wouldn't want to be stuck in water, because that's not where I live. So just like before, I'm going to gently put that water back in. I might even rinse my container to make sure that it was fully out. I wish you all could have seen a little bit closer. These phone cameras are great, but sometimes they don't show everything. I wish you could have seen the little invertebrate I found. It kind of looked like a beetle, and it had two, what looked like wings. Maybe they were like oars. So that's something I'm definitely gonna have to write down. So I'm gonna go on back to all my stuff. Hey everyone. Making sure that I'm walking gently on my trail. It's great to also have dog companions around here, because they have really good ears. so they might hear something before I do. There's often times where if I'm hiking with my dog, he can notice a deer or a moose even, all sorts of things before I even know what I'm looking at. And when I do find all sorts of animals, so I heard a bird call not too long ago, sounded a little bit like a red-winged blackbird, which is a bird I've heard of a bunch of times, and that's from looking in my field guide and using all sorts of different resources to learn that bird. So if I heard that bird again, I could use my binoculars to find them. So this is a really easy activity, even if you don't have binoculars, is to just sit around, listen, and try to spot what you're listening to. If you did have binoculars, a quick tip about how to use them really easily is to set your eyes on what you're looking at, keep your eyes locked on that target, and slowly bring your binoculars to your face. It's a lot easier than having your binoculars on your face and trying to find everything. Then if you keep doing that, you might lose the bird or the animal that you're looking for to begin with. It might run away or fly away. So as a reminder, if you're using binoculars, whether they're ones like this or ones made out of toilet paper rolls, keep your eyes on what you're looking at, bring your binoculars on up, and look for what you're looking at. So with that, I hope those were some helpful tips about how to explore these natural places, and I hope that you're getting outside in this beautiful spring weather and you're exploring these beautiful habitats looking for all sorts of wildlife. And then even if you're out here looking at all these different animals, when we open up our doors again, come on back to Great Lakes Aquarium and see if any of those animals are at the aquarium as well. Then you can really see them up close and learn more about them. So with that, thanks for joining along. We appreciate all the support you all give. Oh, there's a really large plane up in the air. That's cool. Maybe I could. It works even if you're not looking at wildlife. But like I said, we appreciate all the support we get from our community here in Duluth and all over, for watching these videos, for donating, for buying things on our Amazon wish list, all of that. It's so helpful. And as a nonprofit, we really couldn't do it without you all. So thanks again. Thanks for joining. Happy exploring. Have a good day.